Scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, or welcome back to Thursday Thoughts. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and that is I want to kind of take you through the process that I use to go ahead and put photos in my pre-made calendar book. Now, I make a rule with myself because it's already February 25th. So before I start playing with the new collections, the new spring collection, my delivery is going to be in a day or two. So before I allow myself to do that, I want to make sure that I have January and most of February into my calendar book. I call my calendar books Quilted Memories. You may have seen those videos before. But what I do is I make the designs ahead of time, and I lay out the pages, and I limit the number of pages that I allow myself for the calendar so that the book doesn't become too thick, because I do keep track of our whole family, no matter where they are on the planet, and some of the activities that we do. Some are everyday activities, some are things that are special to me or special to them, and that's what I record in our book. But it is the history of our family each year, and this is I think album number 7 maybe that I've done this way, and I really am happy with it. Do I have other books that I need to do? Of course, but this one at least I try to maintain and keep up to date. So it's going to be a little different, and I'm going to walk you through the process. This might work for you. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it this way. You know, it's very flexible. There's no right or wrong way to scrapbook. I just want to give you an idea of how I go about this, and it might give you an idea. You might want to do it the same way, or you might want to tweak it a little bit that fits best for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So the album I'm using this year for 2025 was a special edition album that we got that has all logos from all the seasons, little ideas of all the seasons. So I thought it would be perfect. So this is what I use for 2025. And as I said, I've already created the pages, the cover page, and pages for every month of 2025. But I haven't started putting photos in yet. So what I do, I take my phone calendar. I have events in my phone calendar. I take my calendar that's off the wall from the utility room. And then I decided this year that I want to use this album planner, and I think it'll help me, because I want to try to limit the number of pages, it'll help me kind of scope out what I'm going to do. So I just started this this time, like this week. I just started doing it this way. So I thought I want to really have a physical idea down on the paper, and then I can always tweak it as I go. So in order to make, from the process that I use, for my calendar, my annual album, I have the pre-decorated pages already in here. This year I used This Life. I use This Life for the calendar headings and so forth, and I also use the Simple Page Kits. I use Simple Page Kits from 2024. That's what's in, those are the inspiration for my pages. And then, let me just flip this over. This is the calendar. This is one of the calendar headings from This Life. And then the Simple Page Kit. And then I made a complimentary page to go with that. This, of course, the colors of the Simple Page Kit and This Life are what dictated my color theme for the month. So this is what I used for January, and as you can see, I have already made a collage of pictures on here. I wanted to share this with you because some of these things are only important to us, but it's whatever is important to you. I love the moon, so I always have a picture of the full moon. I take a picture every time. You think I would be over it, but I'm not. And then I want to dedicate pages and pages to my decorations, but it's very important to me the way I decorate my house. So I put a little bit of my wintry blue up there. We had a crazy winter this year, and it was, there were 3 seasons. It was snowing up in the panhandle of Florida. It was kind of like fall weather in the center of the state. Down here where we were, it was very summery, so it was kind of crazy. So I took a couple of shots that I saw of snow in Pensacola and no snow in Alaska. Kind of crazy. This is horrible looking, but it took me by shock. I don't know why Walgreens, I went to go pick up a prescription, and at Walgreens, at the counter, they made this Father Time, but it was as scary as could be. It was a skeleton. I don't know how well you can see the skeleton, then they put a beard on it, and he's holding a clock, and he's hanging onto the sign there. I don't know. It just really creeped me out. And I texted a picture of it to my kids when I was standing in line waiting, and creeped them out too, so I know it wasn't just me. In any case, so I don't need pages and pages of this. I just wanted to have these things as a reminder. And I put, my crop date, birthdays for the month. And I did use, this comes from This Life calendar. They have these numerals here, and then symbols if you want to use them as well. I know I won't use all the numerals because I don't put all the numerals in the month, because I know I'm going to be covering up some of the spaces. I just wait, and when I do that particular month, I get my 2 calendars, my physical calendar, my phone calendar, and I decide what days I want to highlight. Special events. My daughter and I went to the South Florida Fair on the 28th, so I wanted to delineate that. I have the full moon, a birthday, and then just the beginning of the month. And I had my stats from the end of 2024 from my YouTube channel, because I want to compare it at the end of the year. So just things that are important to you. All right, now moving on. So when I made these pages, I did limit the number of pages. So I have 2 pages that are the backs of my paper quilt, and then this is the back of the Simple Page Kit. So that the Simple Page Kit was for the month. So I am using both sides of it. This is the side I will use for January, and on the back and then I have it. Oh, I'm not using both sides of this one because I had to start February. But for the most part, I'm using both. And you'll see that I mostly use top-loading pockets pages, because I really like to use both sides of the paper. So after I do this, after I have already made the pages, then I went on to my little planning sheet, and I decided what I wanted to put for the collage, for the calendar collage. And that's what I call this, the calendar collage, when I have those photos. And what I did was, I have a little Epson printer, and with the Epson printer, there's an app you can get, with a creative app you can get that makes collages. So the photos you see here, I printed a second one so you could see. The photos I printed here came from 2 of these little 5x7s, because you don't need to take over the whole page. Here are the 2 of the moon. They're my winter blue. There's my YouTube recap. Down here, that's my outside the front door, and then inside the house. And then I did a second one for these crazy winter pictures we had. The other thing I wanted to share with you at this point, these punches that came out last year, the square punch is exactly the same size as the squares in the calendar. So you could add color or photos by just punching them out and putting them in these squares. Do you see, I kind of ignore the squares. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But let's just see, for instance, I did cut this into a circle, but I could have cut it into a square. You just center it and turn it over so you can see it, of course. And then you can just center it. And then if I wanted to cut that out like a square, there it would be. And it does fit. See, it would fit right into that square. I just decided that since I had 2 photos, I wanted to do it that way. But it's another nice way to use these tools. This was the circle that I used for that. But just another idea, particularly when you want to just make smaller collages, or even swatches of color. Like if you had designer paper that you really like the design and it goes well with the month, you could just put some different swatches of color, make a design out of your calendar page. Okay, so there is that. Then what I do, so after I write down what I want to do, I look through my phone and I say, okay, what events do I need to highlight? So I know that on pages 1 and 2, when I say pages 1 and 2, I mean this double page spread. The back of this one and the front of this one. Okay, so these are pages 1 and 2. And over on this one, I'm going to put photos of my January crop. Where did I put them? Oh, over here. I have everything spread out, so just bear with me when I have to reach around to kind of get stuff. So here I'm going to do my January crop. And I had my croppers made I made little snowflakes for them. I cut on the Cricut. I always try to make it welcoming, warm. There's our little create and take. And then that was us here. Don't think I have any. Oh, yes, I do have some more. So I don't worry so much about beautiful page design. If I have a lot of photos to put, here's my croppers down here. My typical selfie I do, where I have it like that. And then I think I added, did I add some more? I was thinking I maybe added puppy pictures down here. I think I did. Oh, my fire pit. I love my fire pit. I didn't have this. See, I should have done it right away. I didn't want to put it down. I wanted to show you how I place them on the page. So I think, oh, I know, maybe this is on the other page. So I have a little Paco here, all bundled up. So this would be fine for me to do this. And then, once you have this is a very plain page. When I made the page kits and so forth, I cut some extra cardstock. So if I had one of these photos that I'd like to highlight, I could put them on this. That purple wouldn't look nice on there, but you'll see on the next page I do that. All right, so then I would do this. But then when I was making the simple page kits, I kept this file, this simple file that they have, and I have all the page kits in here, what's left, because I didn't use all the sticker pages, and I didn't use all the embellishments. In there I added the Rainbow Rush, some Rainbow Rush borders, the Rainbow Rush sticker pack, because that's very seasonal. I also bring out these, whatever calendar it is, whatever month it is I'm doing. Like I use my winter, because here I have all kinds of pre-made borders and snowflakes and things that I can add. I pulled out February too, because I'm doing both of these months. But you can see you can pull out any of these. Use your mats if you want to mat a photo. Add some embellishments. The other thing that I use, my pre-made borders and pages, I have in a fill and file folder, so I can go through here and I can add, because this month has a lot of purple, I'm thinking I might try to use one of these that has the lavender. So I think I might use that. So I'm going to pull that one out. I love these little penguins. I don't know. Oh, this one has some pretty also. And then here are some of the snowflakes. These are a little bit large for my pages. My pages are pretty packed, but I will go back after I accommodate my photos and then decide if I want to put any of these. But I know some people are hesitant pre-making borders and pages. I love it, because then I have a whole assortment from which to choose when I decide when I'm making my pages. See, this has a little lavender too. So any of these might work. I do want to try to use this one. I haven't used this one for a while, so I might use that. But that's another option for you. Have all of these things at your fingertips, and it really helps. It makes it easier. I still have the a couple of stickers left from the Simple Page Kit #1. This was last year's. And then I also pulled out the This Life embellishments, because it has wonderful little titles that I can add to some of the pictures. And it is what I do for my calendar. My calendar is everyday life and living in the moment, and things that are wonderful, and things that we loved, and things I want to remember. So if you haven't used this before, I highly recommend it if you wanted to document a yearly calendar. Okay, so that's what I do here. And again, so then on this next page, I didn't put those down. I will put those down. I promise. I'm going to put those down after I make my video. Then the next thing that I wanted to document was a Lithuanian dinner that we had. Traditional Lithuanian dinner. So, you know, I like to show all my different things that I do for wintertime. I get sad when I take down Christmas decorations, so Christmas lights. So I put up these others. So again, we had our little, this was before they got here. I did my little coffee at the fire pit. And this was when, for our son and daughter-in-law, who is our daughter-in-law, Rasa, is Lithuanian, and she's always sharing delicious things. So I am going to mat this, so I'm going to trim this down a little bit to mat this. This was in our winter table setting. I think I'll highlight that here. But you see, I will probably have to trim a little bit, but it's flexible. And there's some of our winter birds that are important to me. These painted buntings. I don't know how well you can see them. Gorgeous, gorgeous birds. There's a female up there. She has to blend in, you know, because she has to sit on the nest. And then the two males down here, although they don't nest here, they go back to Central America. They migrate here from Central America, but I'm enjoying them while they're here. Anyway, that's very important to me. So I put those there. So then this would be this page, and I think I might be able to add the snowflakes here on this side. I might be able to sneak them in over here on this side. So I'm going to leave that there for me to do that. Okay, let me put these kind of together so I can show you. So I decided on these pages, this is the next. So this would be spread numbers 3 and 4. So on this one, I'm going to put Winter Pups and the South Florida Fair. My daughter and I went to South Florida Fair. Although I think I'm going to switch it up because with this a little bit more open, and this, you know, you can do that. Sometimes I pay attention to the matting and thing. It's just sometimes I totally ignore it. So I have some photos. I think South Florida Fair is pretty much going to take up over the whole thing. Okay, this is what we just got there. Just started. Ferris wheel ride. We did go on a couple of rides. We didn't go on a lot of rides. I think I have this for this side. The rides that we went on. Carnival of the best carnival or something they call it. They call it the greatest carnival of all time. It is fun. It's a little pricey to go to the fair, but you know, we haven't gone for 8 years, so we figured it was worth it. Oh yeah, this year they had all this beautiful projection technology, so I definitely want to start that. This was the opening. This is when we first got there. And then I have some of the logos and things. And when I made these pages, I popped these up on foam square, so you see how you can slide your photo underneath it. It doesn't take up the entire space. Oh yeah, some food we ate. Welcome to America. Here we have bacon wrapped everything. And we did, I'll confess, we got the bacon, the chocolate covered, dark chocolate covered bacon. It was pretty yummy. Okay, so I might put this with that. Our little munchy treats. I'm going to put you down here, I think. Here we go. Okay, so I will play with this for a bit, but I am committed to just using this much space. So if I have to trim this off a little bit, I will trim this one off a little bit. And then I could use the space to put, this is for my wristbands, so I can put these on here. That'll hold that space. I'm not sure I want to keep this. If I want to keep the parking pass, I will do that and add that to that spot. That's great. Over here were the rides. We had rides, but we also saw some adorable animals, which are the main reason we like to go. That's the Ferris wheel ride, so we should put that there. Okay, and the cow and her little calf. Oh, one of the rides we did was this the Skyline, and we went right at sunset. It was just beautiful. So I definitely want to document that. And then Jenny feeding the camels. If I don't have to keep Orbiter in there, I might not. But so I didn't print a lot of extra photos because I looked at what I needed. And that's the beauty of printing at home if you can possibly do it. If I don't use this, I can always use this in my album Things We Do. Because one of the things we do is we go to the South Florida Fair. Not that often, but you know, that is one of the things we do. Here are the little camels. Jenny feeding the goats. No, the goats, no, those were cows. It was a cute little dwarf one. Adorable. Okay. And then, of course, we bought some honey. So I might put some little bees around here. These little stickers they gave us when I bought the local honey. I might put those in here too, just to add, because that was one of the things that we did when we were there. I thought about, you know, if you can always use the brochure. I was thinking of cutting this out, but because the theme this year was Imagine the Future, the South Florida Fair. That's why they had all these projections. It was very cool. I may or may not use that. I can always put this in a peekaboo pocket if I want to keep it, and put that, I could put that under here, Imagine the Future, because a peekaboo pocket right here with the title on top of it would be really nice. I could do that. And then maybe I can fit another one of my extra photos. But you see, I don't have that many extra, which is really great. All right, so then this will be my January pages. And, oh yeah, and I did have one more extra. I thought I would use this, but I don't. So there are a couple that I could use. All right, so that is that's how I'm going to place my January. And then let me show you. I did get started on February. Ooh, yeah, all these little pieces. I'm not going anywhere. All right, so I just want to show you. This is how you start. And I used to go through and write ahead of time I would write, especially like birthdays and holidays that I knew. But I like this process better because when I, first of all, I'm using these, so they're all going to be uniform. And then I will see what pictures I printed, because I've already done my collages for February. Instead, this time, my February, I'm going to do, the collage is going to have my crop, so the pictures here from my crop. And then my son, our son Brian, the middle child, right? You know, the crazy one. Yeah, we FaceTime and he gives me lessons. So he's showing me how to make these emojis and so forth. I turn myself into a dinosaur here. Here I'm a lion. He does this on purpose to make me crazy because I really am weirded out by this avatar, but he uses it. So to make it better, he did this. I'm sorry, that did not make it better. But this was a special moment we had on the phone. So I want to preserve all these special little moments. So I will trim these down just a little bit and I will put them in my collage in the front. And then these are the other photos I'll put here. So I don't have a lot in here. Here's the moon and then my crop, because also we have Eric's birthday, our oldest. His birthday is February 28th. So I know I want to have a page for that. So on the back of my quilt, I decided I'm going to put, I printed the photos already. My daughter and I went to Riverdance, so I'm going to put that over here, and went to City Place in West Palm. Then on the following Saturday, we had visitors from Lithuania. Russ and Eric's best friends came from Lithuania, were here, and we had a little Valentine cafe. So, you know, I put Riverdance will be here. We'll do the Riverdance pictures here. And then I'm going to do our cafe pictures over here. The goodies and treats that we had and with their visit. And then on the back of this, I was going to, what am I putting here? I have, Murakami, Jonathan Dickinson Park. Okay, so I decided, and this is a good thing about pre-planning, when you're ready to print your photos, because I wrote here, I thought, okay, I know that I want this page has to be for this coming Saturday, which will actually be March 1st, but that's when we're celebrating Eric's February 28th birthday. So this is going to be his page for his birthday. And then over here, I'm going to put some of the Murakami pictures. Jenny and I went to the Murakami Japanese Museum and Gardens, so we did that. So I'll have space here for some of the Murakami pictures. We took a lot. And then I'm going to use the pocket page, and I'm going to, because you have 5 on this side, and then you have 5 on the flip side. So on this side, here's going to be Murakami Museum. And then over here, this past Saturday, Saturday, Russ and Eric came to get me, and we went for a beautiful long walk at Jonathan Dickinson State Park. That's not too far from our home. I got some great pictures, and I was careful to take vertical and horizontal pictures. So that's what I'm going to put here. And then that preserves this last day of February, which is Eric's actual birthday. We will put his celebration. I'll put his celebration photos here. And they already have their, this design already had the mats. So I will make sure I get a great picture of the birthday boy. And of course his cake, which is all he asked for, is Mom's homemade cake. Can't beat that. Well, thank you so much for watching this. I know it was a little different format, but I'm hoping it'll give you some ideas of ways to go ahead and scope out your albums. And if you can, when you're, if you can use some kind of a planning sheet, doesn't have to be this one. You can just make a list of the activities for the month or the week or whatever the event is and what photos you want to do, so that when you print, you don't have lots of extra prints. I know I have boxes of prints that, you know, when we used to do double prints, I did so many of those. I guess with 3 kids, it'll be okay if I can use them in different albums, but we don't need to spend the money on that, and we don't need to have the storage. So it's kind of a great way to look ahead, see what space you have, limit that space so you don't overdo and make your album so heavy that you have to go to the gym to be able to lift them up, all right, to build your muscles. So so check that out. I hope that worked for you. If you are watching this the week of February 25th, the last week of February, Creative Memories just is having free shipping right now. So if you have an advisor, get in touch with your advisor and order and take advantage of that free shipping. If you don't have an advisor, pick me. I will be your advisor, and you can order through me. Take advantage of the new shipping and the beautiful new spring products and the National Scrapbook Day products. They are just knocking it out of the park. I'm so excited. I'm not allowed to play with them yet. I'm waiting until I get January and February completed, and then I will start creating some of those so that I can share those with you the next time, I hope. Well, thank you again for watching. Questions or comments in the comments below. Descriptions will be there, and some links will be there as well. Until next time, happy scrapbooking.